My apologies to Elijah McAllister. I run the show, Elijah, and we are late coming to you because I got us 5 minutes behind schedule. It is on me. Do not blame Ryan Brown. It's all on me.
Was it going to make us run?
I hope not.
CraneWorks brings you Elijah McAllister. The big guy says, don't forget the big dog when it comes to CraneWorks and RentalWorks. If you were consistently late to practice, what would be the normal punishment for that, Elijah?
Oh, man. Well, first, my teammates would probably be really upset. And then I'm sure I'd have to, work out, do an extra workout by myself or something, or there'll be some type of punishment along those lines. But I've never been late. Thankfully, since I've been here, I try to be on time, prepared.
we believe that. We heard Matt Rule, Nebraska's head coach, said he was told in practice that he works his guys the second hardest of any college coach they've seen. How hard are Hugh Freeze practices right now?
Well, I think they've ramped up a bit. We're trying to get back to, who we are as a team and finding an identity through whether that's offense, defense, special teams. So I think, particularly yesterday, he emphasized us, really honing in on our skills and taking care of our craft so that we can be have a better product on the field. So I feel like they're really strenuous, particularly because our offense goes fast. And for a defensive guy, it's a lot of running. So
back to the being on time thing. Have you ever been like somewhere on campus or, in the middle of doing something and then you realize like you may be running late, it's going to be close for you to get there on time? Has that ever happened, or do you plan it that far out in advance?
I've had a couple. I think one, maybe it's not really on campus, but I was actually going home during a break in the summer, and I had to be back for workouts Monday morning. And my flight got delayed. I'm from New Jersey, so my flight got delayed, and there's no, obviously, way to get to Auburn, Alabama from New Jersey that quick. And I had to make a few calls, and I was super stressed out because I'm trying to figure out, man, how am I going to get on time and be on time for my team Monday morning? My flight was delayed. It's bad weather. Ended up, missing a Monday and just coming on Tuesday. But it was something that, like that happened. But on campus, if I'm here, I'm going to be here on time. I usually plan it out pretty well.
Do you have dreams sometimes that you're in the locker room still trying to where's my cleats, and the game started and I'm not prepared, I need to get out there?
Yeah, actually more often than not, honestly.
Yeah.
Elijah McAllister is with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He's presented each week by CraneWorks. The big guy says, don't forget the big dog, CraneWorks and RentalWorks. As a team captain and a guy that's on defense, look, nobody I'm sure is more frustrated with the offensive struggles than the guys that play on that offense and the offensive coaches. But as a team captain, to what extent, if at all, do you kind of have to police some of the younger guys on your defense to not let the frustration spill over? Don't point fingers, things like that. Do you have to do that at all?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's human nature to kind of watch the game, and as we continue to go out through the season and how we have been the past few games, just watching the game and seeing it for what it is. Our offense not playing to their standard, our defense, playing not up to our standard, but, better than some give us credit for. So I think, it's tough as humans. We just kind of naturally just like, man, like what's going on? It's easy to blame the other side of the ball. But again, as we talk about as a leader, as a captain, as a person who, wants to continue to improve as a team, that doesn't really help the offense. They know they're not playing well. They know they're not playing up to their standard like they should and they want to. And we have really, really good leaders on that side of the ball as well, and they're going to, get that ship turned around.
Boy, you guys have seen three really good quarterbacks in a row, from Carson Beck to Jaden Daniels to what you saw this past week with Jackson Dart. How does Jackson Dart stack up with those other guys?
Yeah, he's really good. He's got to play a lot of football. I think he's a different kind of quarterback than those other two particularly. I think he's just as smooth as Jaden Daniels. But obviously Jaden Daniels is really dynamic, has really dynamic weapons outside that helps him a lot as well, and a really good offensive line. But he's a guy that can do everything. He made some crazy throws. I'll be honest, some crazy throws this last week. I was like, wow, okay, it's kick and play, and obviously he can run just surpassed 1,000 yards career. So he's a good quarterback in my eyes. He's what this league is about. Can do both things at a really high level and really physical and a tough competitor.
Did his speed surprise you? Because I was watching a video, they clocked him at 19.4 miles per hour, which I think would get you a speeding ticket on the streets outside of Jordan-Hare Stadium. So did his speed surprise you guys a little bit?
I mean, not really. We know him watching film that he can go. Obviously, he's not going to be just the track star that some of these guys are at the quarterback position in this league, but he can still really roll. And obviously, that offense is tailored around his skill set, his abilities. That's taking, deep shots and running the football, which he can do well at a high level. So it didn't really surprise us because he's shown that he can do it in this league for years.
When you look at Mississippi State, this weekend's opponent, on tape, and you've had the experience in the past with this team, how different do they look offensively to you from when the late, great Mike Leach was their coach? Is there a huge difference on the things they're trying to do?
Yes, you guys know just as well as anyone, Mike Leach's offense and his coaching tree is very unique, and it's hard to replicate. So the difference is you can see it on tape, and I think there's also differences based off what quarterback is playing and going to be playing this week. And obviously, with a ton of respect for both of them. Will Rogers is a great player in this league and has set some records so far. And I actually played with Mike Wright at Vanderbilt the last 2 years, so I know him well as well. So it differs based on what quarterback is in the game, but also, coming from Mike Leach's offense these past few years, it's just different to kind of transition and get the right personnel in and change, because that coaching tree and the offense is so unique to what they do.
How can you get Hugh Freeze's ear pretty quickly? Because I'm going to help you guys out. Rivaldo Fairweather needs more touches. You see the guy in practice. There are 2 playmakers on your team offensively, to me, Jarquez, who came to play last week, and Rivaldo. And Rivaldo does not get enough targets.
Yeah, I mean, I can get to Coach Freeze's ear pretty quickly, but I try to let him handle, the offensive stuff. He's called great games in his career and continues to call some good ones here, and I know he's going to get the right guys the ball. But you see Valdo, he's a playmaker, like you said. I mean, both those guys are really good players. We've seen it in practice. We've seen it in camp. We've seen it in spurts and games. We've got to continue to, get those guys, which they have been showing up consistently every single day, do it, and allowing other players to, play off that. So,
would you want to pick up his dinner tab or one of your defensive linemen's dinner tab?
Probably one of my D linemen's dinner tab. They I enjoy going out to eat with them. We try to pay for each other's meals depending on how much the bill is. We like hibachi a lot, so we go to Makata's or Kabuki, and we eat a lot.
Oh, the hibachi?
Oh, I love that.
Oh, give me your hibachi order. I love freaking hibachi food.
Oh, you got to go steak and shrimp.
Yep.
And then you have to get extra side order of noodles, because I like noodles as well. So you got to get steak and shrimp, extra rice, and then a side order of noodles.
Can I? Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't done. Continue, please.
Well, and then honestly, the big dilemma is, do you want vegetables or not?
Yeah.
The vegetables are good, but you want more rice and you want more noodles. So it's like, do you do the vegetables? Do you not? So that depends on the day.
Do you like the salad, that miso salad?
Yes.
I love that.
That dressing's so good.
You cannot recreate that anywhere in the world.
It's so hard, yeah.
I don't know what kind of dressing that is, but it's amazing. I don't know what kind of dressing.
You can buy it in a store, what they say is that same dressing.
But it doesn't taste like
Yeah,
it.
it's ginger dressing.
Yeah, but it's like it's watered down in there, and it just makes it better. I don't know, man. You cannot replicate it.
Yeah. Dude, listen, you're a defensive guy. When they throw the shrimp at you, do you catch it every time? Or I guess if you did, you'd be on offense.
He'd be a tight end.
I'll probably be on offense. I don't know. I'll probably do it more often than not. Probably 7 out of 10. I'm good.
7 out of 10?
Now, I'm sure every hibachi restaurant is different, but a little life hack here. If somebody in your party orders shrimp, they generally give everybody a couple. Like, they'll cook a bunch, give it to the person that orders it, and everybody else gets a couple. And I found like 2 shrimp is enough if I've got steak and chicken.
Right. I go steak and chicken. I don't go shrimp.
I like the shrimp.
Chicken.
I like the shrimp like him, but if somebody else orders it, I know I'm probably going to get a couple, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, I have a strong seafood rule that if I'm not at a restaurant I trust, I need to see the ocean before I order anything out of the ocean. And I last time I was in Auburn, I can't see the ocean.
I can't. You got to go to Tampa or something. Pensacola, I don't know.
I mean, of course now, he'll order a steak without being able to see a cow, but that does not stop him. I don't know why.
Chances are good I drove past one.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. That was not an Auburn joke. That was an overall joke. All right, he is Elijah McAllister, the Auburn team captain and linebacker. Elijah, thank you very much for the time. Good luck against State. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, buddy. Take care. Elijah with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He and Tyler Booker join us every single week. Tyler on Mondays to recap the Alabama game. Elijah on Wednesdays. They both join us courtesy of CraneWorks. Don't forget the big dog, the big guys. Say, look at the big dog for CraneWorks and RentalWorks.